Move the mountain that isn't there. A father pushes through a crowd in panic and kneels. He says his boy throws himself into fire and water. The disciples tried to heal him and could not. Jesus speaks, clears the confusion, and the boy is well that very hour. Later, the disciples ask why they failed. Because of your unbelief. If you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, "Move," and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. The Gospel according to Matthew chapter 17 verses 14 through 20, King James Version. This scene is not about muscle, it is about meaning. The crowd names it lunatic in one translation and epileptic in another, proving how quickly the world assigns labels. Labels do not heal. Light does. Jesus is not impressed by symptoms because he is not deceived by appearances. Think sleight of hand. A magician can fool a room, but he himself is never fooled. Jesus is never fooled. He does not try to fix an illusion. He brings illusion to truth, and illusion dissolves. Unbelief here is not a scolding about religion. It is a diagnosis of misplaced trust. They placed faith in what their eyes reported instead of what spirit knows. A Course in Miracles teaches that the way to correct distortions is to withdraw your faith from them and invest it only in what is true. Faith is always on somewhere. If it is on the ego pays you in fear, tension, and time. If it is on spirit, even the smallest spark is enough. That spark is the mustard seed. Tiny, yes, but alive with certainty. The seed is little willingness, not willpower. Willingness. One honest yes to seeing differently can undo a lifetime of heavy no's. So what is the mountain? Not granite. Guilt, fear, and grievance stacked so high it seems immovable. Real-world snapshots. You refresh the banking app at 2 a.m. and call it being responsible, but the pit in your stomach is the mountain of scarcity. You replay your brother-in-law's jab from Christmas, and the loop feels normal, but the bitterness is the mountain of grievance. You scan your body for the next symptom, ready to Google it, and the tightness in your chest is the mountain of vulnerability. These mountains move when you withdraw faith from them. You are not asked to push them. You are asked to stop believing they are mountains. A Course in Miracles teaches that faith given to fear returns as pain, because faith always gives you back what you treasure. Treasure guilt and you get condemnation. Treasure innocence and you get peace. Sin and condemnation are the same loop. Believe in one and you will call for the other. In practice, it looks like this. Catch the fear story mid-sentence and say, "I'm willing to see this differently." That is the mustard seed. Offer the grievance to the light instead of polishing it. That is the mustard seed. Stop arguing with the symptom and rest in the self that cannot be harmed. That is the mustard seed. Nothing will be impossible does not mean the ego gets its wish list. It means illusions cannot stand in the presence of what is real. The impossible is changing truth. The possible is letting go of what never was. You do not need bigger faith. You need truer placement of faith. Place it in what God created, not in what fear invented. A Course in Miracles teaches, "Believe in me, whose faith in you cannot be shaken." That is Jesus speaking as memory, not as a distant figure. His rebuke is not contempt. It is refusal to participate in error. He will not join the hallucination, and that is why the hallucination ends. One good night of sleep reveals how poorly you were sleeping before. One moment of willingness reveals how heavy the mountain never was. Mustard seed, not muscle. Vision, not strain. Truth, not technique. Say to the mountain, "Move," and watch as meaning shifts and weight disappears. Because the mountain was a belief, and belief can be changed. Because the Son of God is not a body and cannot be endangered. Because what is real was real before the crowd named anything at all. Imagine a mountain assembled from worry, memory, and second-hand names. Imagine a seed smaller than doubt, yet rooted outside of time. In tonight's demonstration, the mountain falls to pieces and the seed becomes a tree. And the only force applied was willingness. Welcome to the place where impossibility was only a costume, and where truth does not move mountains so much as it reveals there weren't any.